Hello YouTube, so here we have the first semifinal match between Alasdair and Always. You're going to be in for a treat today because these are two of the best players in the clan. You're going to see Alasdair as Teutons and Always has picked Slavs. So this is going to be a really good matchup. This is two of the top 4-0 civilizations, two of the top players. Let's see. Speed it up just a little bit. So let's talk about each civ real quick. Teutons have extra armor, melee armor, on their infantry and stable units. They have extremely strong Teutonic knights with a ton of armor. They have a full siege workshop minus siege ram. Their farms cost less, so they're able to get more village. They were able to get out more villagers. So Alasdair went 18 villagers to feudal. Always went 16 to feudal. Then you sell your wood, get some gold, and get on your way to Castle Age. Let's see. Always opts for 1 town center, 2 town centers. Alasdair goes for 1 town center. And 2 town centers. So while we're waiting for them to collect up to 10 to 14 or whatever thousand wood so they can get to the Imperial Age with their researches, let's talk about Slavs. Slavs get an infantry tech upgrade to give them extremely powerful infantry. Best infantry in the game as far as barracks units are concerned. Their barracks units will kill anyone else's barracks units if they are just fighting mass units versus mass units. They have a farming upgrade which gives them food faster. Their builds are pretty similar. Slavs have a full siege workshop minus bombard cannons. Slavs siege is cheaper. It looks like Always is going to stop there, put up his buildings, and start going for Imp. He's got 65 villagers. Oh, and that's another bonus the Slavs have. You build a military building, you get +5 population. So, Always is going to be an Imp at around 20 minutes. Always is going to be 30-40 seconds behind him. But he's got more villagers. He's got a 8 villager lead. And he just killed 2 of his own villagers there. Expand, get your market, get your blacksmith. Build more farms, build more houses. Get a castle for Druzina. That's the infantry tech if you were unaware. One of the best parts about being Slavs is your military buildings give you pop space. Every other civilization except for Huns, whenever you're expanding, you have to worry about building houses. But when you're Slavs, you don't have to worry about that because, or at least you don't have to worry about that as much, because your production buildings provide you with pop space. So I think each player is going to need around, 45, 50 farms. Looks like we're going to need a castle from both players. This castle is going to be more expensive because Always bought his stone first. Siege Onager will be fully upgraded because he's got a university, siege workshops, barracks. He just needs like farms, or houses. He needs more houses. Can't see each other yet. Well, Alasdair can see Always, but Always can't see Alasdair, which is never a fun situation to be in, because he has started producing military. Look at that, 12 armor on those Teutonic Knights. Fully upgraded halberdiers. Eight plus 1, 8 plus 1. We're going to see a little more siege come out. Basically, siege is going to have to focus on siege. I always forget to slow it down when the fighting starts. You got heavy scorpions. Heavy scorpions, you're going to need heavy scorpions to try to kill the Teutonic Knights. Because if you don't have heavy scorpions, you're just not gonna, it's not gonna work. You have one onager left on Alasdair's side, and just one onager left on Always side. Always has 30 farms versus 34 farms for Alasdair. Teutonic Knights are really bad versus Scorpions because they're slow. But if you put Scorpions behind them, if you put Scorpions behind your trash that are fighting Teutonic Knights, that makes Teutonic Knights even worse. Because melee armor does nothing versus Scorpion bolts. So both player needs more farms. Alasdair's got a ton of space. If he moves that lumber camp closer, he could easily fit like 10 farms in there. more farms there. Couple siege onagers crushing all the scorpions. Something else you can do as Teutons is build bombard cannons, snipe them from further away, snipe all siege onagers. All the bombard cannons are quite expensive. I think always needs to get some siege out there to fight that group. Even if you only send them forward one at a time. And it's only to fight their siege. Because your infantry's better as long as there's not a ton of Teutonic Knights out there. So as Slavs, you need to attack the siege. Keep his siege off the field. You don't want to do that. That's a huge loss right there for always. That's a great shot. That was a great shot. Sorry. Alright, we got one siege workshop left on the field for Alasdair. And the last siege onager is down. Always is building more production buildings because he lost one. Alasdair has recognized that he needed more farms. Did exactly what I thought, except he didn't relocate his lumber camp, he just built farms around it. In this situation, I think it would have been better to build like 10 scorpions and then like 5 bombard cannons, because then you can snipe the other player's onagers. And you can use your bombard cannons when they're not sniping onagers to snipe those buildings, because once those buildings go down, the other player wouldn't be able to build anything else against you. So we got +5 on defense for that halberdier and +3 for that one. This is a really good game, a really good fight. Looks like Alasdair is slowly creeping in. Looks like he's gonna take it. But if you slack your pressure for even a second, then the Slav player might be able to get out enough halberdiers to just push back your entire tide. Like his final onager just went down. Now, if he doesn't have enough pressure, he could mass enough halberdiers to just keep going down that line, especially if he keeps producing scorpions. See how both halberdiers are attacking this one, but that ram's taking damage? That's the awesome tech that the Slavs get. So it's really hard to do when you're in the middle of a fight, but you need to focus your siege to attack their siege. So if you can kill their siege, then your infantry, which is better than the other infantry. You see some rams? The rams are always a great addition for taking out buildings. Always should probably relocate these 2 lumber camps to here and build like 8 more barracks and just keep flooding. He also needs more farms. He needs more barracks, and his barracks are getting crushed. I don't know where that one's going, but that was a waste of a siege onager. You got such prime real estate right here. You can build a ton of barracks. So right now you're at 9. I guess 9 isn't bad. Alasdair has more farms. But he's only producing out of 7 barracks, but his infantry is stronger. Not stronger, but he's got Teutonic Knights. And when you're fighting an opponent where that only takes 1 damage a shot, you're going to need more. I don't know, maybe plop some trebuchets down right here and use them to range the onagers if you're not building any more onager of your own. This is why being the attacker is always better than being the attacked. Because if always goes much further back, then it'll be his economy at stake. So Alasdair is now up to 56 farms. And always is now up to 45. Alasdair is coming in with 7 more capped rams. Look, now he is building more barracks over where I said he should. If Alasdair can no longer produce Teutonic Knights, this game may very well swing back the other way. I think you could range those onagers with that castle, maybe. Maybe not, but it would be close. So Alasdair is doing the smart thing. He's creeping in, and he's building more production buildings forward. Always is reinforcing as often as he can. .55 infantry, 42 infantry. This is really close, although it looks like Alasdair wants to build another castle. So if he can get a second castle up to get more Teutonic Knights out, that's going to be devastating. I don't know if... Oh, he can see it. He knows there's a castle being built. That second onager didn't ever fire. Maybe a trib or two, knock down some of these front production buildings, maybe even the castle. If you can knock the castle down, that'll make it a huge waste of gold, and that'll cut the number of Teutonic Knights he's able to produce in half. Right now, it looks like the Slav player always is in a pretty good spot. Well, he's not in a great spot, but if he can get a couple of trebs out and start attacking these front buildings, he might even be able to push back. Slavic halberdiers are beastly. So, looks like he's got not the best eco. He could refresh his lumber camps, but that's something I usually forget to do. He's got 8 barracks. Looks like he needs a little more barracks because he's not getting to max population. Where always has more barracks, but he's also unable to get to max population. Oh, he just did it. So being able to fight with max population versus not even being right around 200 population, I would think that it would eventually start swinging in the way of whoever can field the more troops. I'm just curious when either player is going to build a treb or two and start trebbing down buildings. Because if either player had trebs on the field or bombard cannons for Alasdair, it would probably make a huge difference. But you see the Slav infantry appears to be pushing back. Alasdair doesn't have much gold left. And by gold, I mean resources to sell for gold. Alasdair is up to near max population. Always is at max population. But oh, crenellations. You research crenellations. So always is refreshing his lumber camps more often than Alasdair is. He's got 23 barracks, which gives him a ton of population space. So he doesn't need many houses at all. What he does need is a couple trebuchets. I know I've said that a couple times, but that castle's got insane range and keeps killing his scorpions. The amount of siege he's lost in scorpions, he'd easily be able to pay for 2 trebuchets to knock that castle down. So it looks like that castle, with his crenellations killing those scorpions, is what's stopping Always from being able to push back. I think if you pull up like 2 trebuchets right here, you just knock that castle down. He doesn't have the HP tech, doesn't have extra health on the castle, he'd just be able to knock it down. Instead, he's wasting more gold on his onagers that's shooting at the castle. Every onager lost is 115 gold, every scorpion lost is like 60 gold. Ah, that hurts. Look at the Teutonic Knights' health go down. They're so slow. So I've basically said everything there is to say about this team, these two, and the way they're playing. Each player should get out some trebuchets. Maybe Alasdair should get out a couple bombard cannons. But let's just sit here and see who wins. We have siege here in the gap, keeping people from getting through. 2, 3, 4. So much siege lost to the castle. It just hurts. Teutons get free murder holes, so it's not like you can just send your infantry to the castle. Now, something that is funny is this castle is occasionally getting hurt because infantry is fighting near it. Now, every time you see that castle hit the siege, that is Purpose Micro from the purple player. I honestly don't know why there's any lag. I believe this is the longest first game that I've seen in this tournament. Looks like we have a capped ram, siege ram. That's also something good for taking out castles. But he saw it coming and sent Teutonic Knights after it. Siege rams don't work if you can't get them to the base of the castle. A siege ram typically costs 75 gold, so everyone who loses is probably near 70 because we just have a siege discount. None of his rams are making it to the base of the castle. Oh, he's not even producing out of the other castle anymore. Alasdair did repair his castle, though. It's only a little on fire now. Wow, there we go. Trebuchet out for always. Can't believe it took him that long to realize he was losing so much to the castle. He probably lost 20, 30 scorpions to that castle, as well as, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 of his siege onagers. If he had gotten one or two trebuchets 10 minutes ago, he may have pushed the whole way back. Oh, they have woodcut that open, so now there's two paths into the eco of Alasdair. It looks to me like the tide has turned. It looks to me like Always has a very solid chance of taking this now. Both players could just cut right there and go kill all of their villagers. Teutons do get paladins, but I think that would be a very costly upgrade to get. Slavs get hussars, so Slav would just use the hussars, or maybe even boyars from the castle. Alasdair still has a castle, so he can still produce those Teutonic Knights. Something that would be pretty amusing to see is take your onager, cut down to like here, and then launch at the castle from there. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. We got a sneak attack on the side because he found out he was really close. So Cavaliers are going into the woodcutters for always. I'm just curious how long it's going to take him to notice and start sending military this way, or building production buildings here to protect himself. Here we go. He's noticed. Only took a couple minutes. Those Cavaliers should have kept going. Always is hurting more for wood than food. Ooh, why? There was no Cavaliers left on the farms. Send them back out. Send them back out. Geartreb knocked down the castle. Despite the raid that he just endured, it kind of looks like Always has this. As long as he unrings his town bell and gets his villagers back to work. and builds more. He's gonna need more villagers. Just wait till the castle's down. Why send in your siege to die? I mean, if you're gonna send them all in, you may as well at least all attack the castle. Well, at least his villagers are back to work. Alright, castle's down. Alasdair's down to 20 woodcutters, 20 lumberjacks, 120 population. $97 villagers to 95, but I would definitely say that Always is in the better position here. He is in on the buildings. Attacking a town center there. Knocking down some houses. Let's see if that actually... There we go. Alasdair calls GG. Wow. That is, I think, the first game we've seen the higher score lose. But that's just because Slavs have incredible infantry. And at one point he was able to field a large army. That was towards the end. So Alasdair lost despite killing 1,000 more units than he lost. He had the better food eco and far more gold. This is mostly because of guilds. Guilds gives you +3 gold for every 100 you sell. So that comes, that matters over the long run. Fairly similar imp times, research counts, villager counts. Overall, great game. Now let's go see game 2. Just looking at the civs makes me feel like Always is going to lose this for sure. You have Khmer versus Ethiopians. So typically in 7x7 you're going to start building a mill and a house. House and a mill. House and a mill. You're going to cut 3 trees here. 1, 2, 3. These 3 trees, you're going to cut those. And once you get those 3 trees cut, you're going to delete your town center and rebuild it here. I don't think Always does that, which normally puts him a little bit behind. So he's got his production buildings up already. Got 3 farms out. And he's on his way. Oh, he did. Okay, he's just doing it in reverse. You can do that, that's fine. He started cutting here instead of here, but either way works. Okay, Always is going with 9 villagers. That is not typical. Typically you go with 12 or 13. But Always went with 10. With the Khmer farming bonus, he's definitely going to get to 500 food and feudal age first. So what he's doing is building room for his market. Well, it's cutting room for his market. And I think he's going to cut these 3 trees so he can build 2 houses here, 1 here and here, his market here, and then he's going to have room for 2 farms there. You gotta get your people off the building. There you go. So, looks like he got first sale. Wood sell prices dropped to 32. So at this point, farm, farm, farm. Whenever he gets the wood, he's going to build another farm here. And he's going to work on getting the food to go to the castle age. There's a couple different ways to set your buildings, but this is essentially standard for how the top players do their build orders. He's a little behind because he doesn't have that tree cut, so he doesn't have all 4 farms. Also, I think he didn't do the mill button to automatically reseed his farms. So, I mean, that doesn't matter a lot, but in the long run, it could have a little bit of an effect. Alasdair has more villagers, 2 more villagers. Always is starting to cut more trees at the top because he's going to need these trees cut to build more houses. Although I don't think he built... I think there's still a tree. Yeah, there's still a tree here. So he's going to need to cut that tree too. Just like what Alasdair is doing. But I only use 1 villager at a time, and then use the rest of my villagers to cut space for farms. 1 villager per tree. Because you don't need those trees cut right now. Okay, so let's talk about civs real quick. Ethiopians. Arguably the best force nothing civilization there is. Their siege onagers shoot and have better blast radius due to torsion engines. They have incredible archers if you want to back up your halb or pikeman army. I think they get halberdiers. Yeah, they get halberdiers. If you want to back up your halberdier army with archers, kind of like scorpions, but also their scorpions bolts have like a wider path. Khmer get ballista elephants and incredible scorpions. In my opinion, the Khmer scorpions are the best in the game because of the +1 range and the extra bolt that you get if you get the castle tech double crossbow. They also get halberdiers, just like the Ethiopians. They get elephants, but elephants are super expensive. Super expensive. As you can see, each player essentially has the same build. Because after playing the 7x7 a bunch of times and watching other people do it, you get a sense for the best way to play. So I believe they call that the meta. So each player is going to keep 2 town centers, I think. And then they're going to just chop wood, gather food, and somewhere around 55 villagers, they should have enough wood to sell to get to the next age. Farm go down there, farm go down there, you could put a farm there. Okay. Always is going to sell his wood to prepare to go to the next age. That is more than enough gold. You need 1,500 gold in order to get your imp upgrade, your onager upgrade, and get at least 1 mangonel out on the field. I think he can afford 2 mangonels, 2 onagers with what he has. So Alasdair has the right amount of wood to sell to get to the next stage. He just needs his buildings and a market. He never finished building the house. I'm sure he'll see it eventually. There he goes. So he always researched Imp because he doesn't need any production buildings. And when he was on his way there, he built another town center. Now he gets... Oh, he bought stone, which is why he was unable to... Which is why he doesn't have the gold to research Onager. He's going to need to put up another market to research Onager. There it is. Look at those positions. If I'm in this corner, I would start cutting this way. And if I were here, I'd start cutting this way. So they're definitely not exactly across from each other. So normally when I play on 7x7, when I get to Imp, I'll buy another like 200-300 stone, and I'll build like 3 more town centers. Try to balloon up to like max population if possible, because it also requires me to build houses, and I always have trouble building houses. You see each player. Alasdair's got more villagers by 12. Khmer farms are OP. I believe they are the best gather rates in the game because they don't require drop-offs. You can easily fit 4 more houses. Heavy scorpions, we're probably going to see double crossbow. But the only thing is, when you're playing against Ethiopians have the best onagers, at least as far as blast radius goes. They have bombard cannons, so they can just snipe your scorpions and make them useless. You do not get siege onager yourself. So unless he's going to try like a full scorpion play, which would be terrible, because you could just spam halberdiers to take the scorpion shot while the siege onagers snipe the scorpions themselves. This looks like Always is extremely underprepared for this. He's got 4 barracks. Six plus 4, 6 plus 1, so Always does have the better... But those are going to go down. That's all of his onagers. Oh, he did get most of Alasdair's onagers. But there go 4 scorpions in a single shot. 7 plus 2 scorpions. Wait, let's see. We need him to shoot. I can't tell if that's double crossbow. Doesn't look like double crossbow. There we go. Now it's double crossbow. So Alasdair blocked the path so he could recover a little bit. Dang, that hurts. 2 shots, and he lost 6 siege. Double crossbow Khmer scorpions are extremely good, especially if they're firing at massive units. Yeah, this is not very organized, and my thinking is that if this continues, if Always can't just march his troops right down the gut and get into Alasdair's eco, like take those and go straight in and attack, like leave your Scorpions here to defend a choke point and send all your Halberdiers in. If you can't get those in and start attacking his eco, I don't see Always winning this. It'll be kind of like last game, how Alasdair was able to push the whole way to, like, just to the mouth of the base, but he was unable to get the kill because of the better army composition, which is exactly what Ethiopians have. They have the better army composition. So if you're going to kill Ethiopians, you have to kill them early, or you need to outmatch them, build better, like see what they're making and build better. I don't know if he has torsion engines, but all of your Scorpions are going to die. Your siege sucks compared to their siege. As I say that, Alasdair loses 3 siege onagers. At least it's not like Celts where you need 2 onager shots to kill a siege onager. So you could easily just have 1 up here and use it to snipe siege onagers. 1 for 1. But where are the trebuchets? Get a trebuchet, attack the castle. Ooh, he's gonna go for Shotel Warriors. Shotel Warriors will absolutely shred those Halberdiers. Now we're seeing Scorpions from Alasdair. They don't have much less health, but boy do they have more attack. If you had 135 gold per onager, so instead of building all those onagers, you build 2 or 3 trebuchets, that castle's down, and he's not producing Shotel Warriors, which are destroying your Halberdiers. Although, to be fair, your Scorpions will destroy his Shotel Warriors super quick. But you need your siege onagers to focus on his, or you need your onagers to focus on his siege onagers, so that doesn't happen. Now you're down to 1 onager, 0 onagers, and now your Scorpions are all vulnerable. No chemistry yet for Alasdair. This looks like Always should take the win. I mean, he's got more troops, more pop space. If you just take all of those and walk straight here, attack his ego, I think Always could take this if he just went straight into his eco right now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 siege onagers kill 5 siege for Always. He's walking his Halberdiers with his Scorpions, which is going to make his Halberdiers really slow. Two. What I'm talking about, it's just a worse army composition. Not having siege onagers to fight against siege onagers is not really where you want to be. One siege onager can kill so many halberdiers. Looks to me like Always needs to sell some of that wood and make some elephants, push some elephants into the siege onagers. Keep scorpions to kill the halberdiers, but you need elephants to push. In my opinion, you would need elephants to push that. Why are they walking in so close? Fire. Fire. Boom. 2 down. 3 down. That was a good trade. Always build more farms, man. Now we have Alasdair walking back down the path. Once Ethiopians get rolling, they're really hard to stop. Especially if he decides to put like 20, 30 arbalests behind his... Now he goes for elephants. You needed those elephants like 5 minutes ago. And you need scorpions to protect your elephants. Or else those halberdiers are just going to smash them before they get to the onagers. Come on, bring scorpions. And you need to produce here straight into... Yep. He's got them producing straight into there. Okay. The halberdiers are going for the scorpions. Send the elephants. Send the elephants. There we go. Oh no. It's because the elephants did whatever they wanted. They didn't listen. But now you got some scorpions. You might be able to push this back a little. At that point, I probably would have just made hussars or light cav. And just sent like 15 light cav. I think those would have gotten through to the siege onagers. I still think he needs like 10 more farms. This is pretty stalematey so far, but I'm sure, I'm near positive that the Ethiopian with the better army composition will come out on top of this one. I think that Always missed his opportunity. Because how these scorpions stack, that's literally 2 shots from those siege onagers. Could kill all of those. Boom. That's most of Always' army dead. That's his onager dead. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Ballista elephants have more hit points, but they still die to siege onagers. Takes a couple of shots, but you still get them. That's a great place to be. Just exactly in the middle of all of their siege. If you had more farms, you'd be able to just like start spamming light cav to try to get and pull their army back. I wouldn't have started making rams. I think I would have put all my gold towards keeping scorpions and onagers on the field. Maybe ballista elephants. If I could have a bunch of onagers kill those siege onagers, ballista elephants wouldn't be a bad choice. Now, if I were Alasdair, I would have built a couple rams, put them to here, and tried to patrol them up, take out these buildings. Always has just spent so much gold on getting the ballista elephant, the elephant upgrades. That is a lot of gold that he spent that he could have spent on scorpions and onagers, and just put pushing straight into Alasdair's eco. Always is now going to try to reinforce his line because Alasdair's coming. So he knows. That's another reason why you try to send a light cab or two in, so you can see where their eco is. Because then you could always take an onager, come up, come down, and send in like 30 hussars and just kill his eco. And as long as you have some scorpions, you might be able to hold, as long as you can kill those things. Tell you what, that's the last thing Alasdair would expect. It would be for you to cut through to his eco.
No Bob Rania.
How much gold is it? The upgrade is 500 gold, 1,000 food. $2,200 food and 1,400 gold wasted. And then he built like 3 elephants and like 10 ballista elephants, which are also expensive. If he had just built a ton of onagers, he probably would have been able to push the rest of the way in. But as it looks now, the way to the eco is open. I don't think Always is going to be able to hold him out this time. Last time he had the better infantry. This time infantry is even, but Always has better siege, or Alasdair has better siege. Look at that. He wasn't even trying to kill that onager and still killed it. I still would like to see a couple rams. A couple rams to destroy the buildings. I don't see any rams, but I do see him trying to produce 13 more onagers. And he's got gold in the bank. That's another thing. I think Ethiopians get guilds where Khmer do not. So they get more gold in the long run. Once that castle goes down, I would call it. Well, I guess you could just relocate your whole eco to the back, build more production buildings, but your farms are going to go down, your houses are going to go down. Unless you could stop this push right here. Right now, you have to stop this push if you want a chance of winning. Hey! Hey! Shut up! Sorry about that. My dog doesn't like school buses. Either way, this game looks over. Alasdair is... He's destroying Always at this point. Always is down. Yep. That's the game. So we're going to go to game 3. Second game 3 in the tournament. Oh, he had more wood. If I let you go, you're going to stop barking? Alright, go. So this is 9x9. This must be what Always picked to be his home map. We have Koreans versus Saracens. Yes, this is 9x9. I don't know why he asked if it was 9x9. It should be his home map. So if you build your house and your mill next to your town center on there or there, you can put up 5 farms around your town center. Okay, I guess that works. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Building your mills up there. And destroying them whenever you... Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. I think I might start doing that. So, Alasdair had a cleaner start. He's got 4 farms up. Always is just getting his 3rd. But he could also put a 4th farm up with the number of wood that he has. There you go. Okay. So let's talk civilizations. Saracens versus Koreans. I don't play with either of these civilizations much. I know Saracens have a market bonus. Koreans get +1 range on their siege onager. Neither player... I don't think... Maybe the Koreans do. Yep, Koreans get halberdiers where the Saracens do not. Alasdair's got a villager lead. Gonna be a 2 villager lead here shortly. 1.5. What do these civs do? Both get bombard cannons. Both get siege onager. Saracens do not get heavy scorpion. That's the only thing their siege workshop lacks. Where Koreans don't get siege ram or heavy scorpion. Military units cost less wood for Koreans, so you don't need as many woodcutters because you don't need as much wood. Blacksmith. Alright. So normally I go 15 villagers to feudal on this map. And I normally cut mine like this because I feel it is the best. It gives me 6 farms. Always has 5 farms? Or... Okay, it gives you 7 farms. He just didn't rebuild this one. Seven farms. 15 villagers. Alasdair's on his way up. Always now has enough to go up. So Alasdair's going to get first sale for... He's going to get the choice of first sale for like 20 seconds. Also being... Being Saracens is going to give him a market bonus, so his first sale is going to go for like 78 instead of just... Look at that. Nice amount of gold. He bought some food. Gonna sell more wood. Buy more food. He didn't leave enough gold to get to the castle age, but I guess he doesn't care about that right now. Alasdair looks like he's going to go up to 25 villagers. Always is going to put up his market. This map is a little bit newer to the clan. There's not like one strategy that's better than all of them. One build order that everyone follows. So it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out. Alasdair's up to Castle Age. Always is on his way to Castle Age. We got a second town center for Alasdair. Or did he sell 100 stone? He very well may have sold 100 stone. I think he did. So you have a 10 villager lead for Alasdair. At this point, Castle Age is the same as every other age. You just click to expand. Wow. You just expand, you get wood, you sell your wood, and you get your way to the next age. Always goes for a third town center. Not sure if that's a good play or not. We'll see. Alasdair's almost imp, 23-ish minutes. Always is going to be at imp around 26 minutes. I don't know if Alasdair's taking his time because he saw how long it took always to get to the Imperial Age. But he's expanding, building more farms, building more houses. I think if you are on even footing, I would favor the Koreans in this setting because they have more range on their siege onagers and they get halberdiers where the Saracens do not. It looks like Alasdair's going the complete wrong way. Not completely wrong, the wrong way, but he's he's going the wrong way. And until he sees some blue, he's going to keep going the wrong way, which is going to give always a chance to build some military buildings. There we go. He found them. This game looks pretty over already. Looks like always wanted to go for war wagons, which is not a bad idea. War wagons are pretty good. They call it the Korean Ball of Death. But with the amount of upgrades that were needed, he just didn't have a lot of money to throw around. So let's see if he can hold here with what he has. Saracen Market, super strong. He's going to have a bunch of gold selling all of that wood. You need to get some siege onagers out. The Korean player does. So always is the only Korean player in our clan. And he picks Korean sometimes, which is pretty amusing. So the war wagons have a lot of health, and they do pretty well at stopping like champions. But whenever you have this many siege onagers behind the or attacking, it's not going to turn out well for you. Buildings are getting rammed down. Siege onagers killing buildings. You need to kill those siege onagers. That's what needs to happen. Let's look at always. Oh yeah, he's basically out of gold, out of resources. And he knows he's not going to be able to hold this off, so he calls GG. And that's going to put Alasdair through to the final. What was that? Nearly 3-minute difference on the imp time. And you see how much 3-minute of a difference gets you. All of those production buildings, the whole way cut to your opponent, versus having to fight from basically inside your own eco. Okay, well, only one thing left to do, and that is switch on over to that and give Alasdair the 2-1 victory. So Alasdair is officially in the finals. I should be playing Ethan later today. And